Yeah, and we are back with yet another episode of R&R. It's Jamerson Ballard. I'm the host. How y'all doing? We're gonna give y'all another robust episode, man. Because we're gonna keep hitting y'all with bangers until y'all understand this is where you gotta go to get your edutainment. You know what I mean? Your edutainment headquarters. You understand what I'm talking about? No, but seriously though, seriously though, got to get my shit positioned right. Um, yeah, man. The title of today's episode is The Awakening because of the reawakening. I'm sorry, because it's a lot of niggas that think they woke already. Like, well, I already know. Hey, I got it. And then now you figuring it out, but today I'm gonna let y'all hear some of it from the horse's mouth. Because don't nothing hit harder than the actual individual telling you how it is they feel and why. You know what I'm saying? They want you to know, the ancestors want you to know something is bothering them. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know how much is going to help anybody to know these things because I think we already kind of know it. But again, it's just like to hear the culprit say what it is and then expound on it in a way that kind of got me like, hmm, is that? And we'll go through it together and we'll talk about it as it comes up. But it's very interesting to hear how hatred works and how, excuse me, y'all, it's really like love, but done in a way that's like, because is an admiration. I did an episode entitled "Hatred, Hate plus Hate equals Love" because that one was like, the double teaming of the the coming together of two factions that hate in order to get the job done per se. And it's still, you know what I mean? But anyway, it's amazing though how you just can't really put your finger on it, man. And some of it might be what this lady was later suggest is maybe genetic. And but again, we'll talk about some other more lighthearted stuff because it's a lot that happened. Uh but this is just something that kind of needed to be addressed again. And then I'll be done because I'm not trying to do a whole lot of that with y'all. But shout out to the Rant Gang and shout out to the Capital Letter Club. I appreciate y'all showing up, man, because we chop game. I had, and this episode is supposed to the meaning or the title was supposed to have like a couple of different meanings or hit for a couple of different reasons. I'll say because I spent quite a bit of time on the phone with a brother today that sound like to me is suffering from what a lot of gentlemen might be suffering from, and it's just a lot of us, and this is people probably in general, but for us men, I'll say this specifically because a lot of you guys are holding on to something for entirely too long because you just don't either want to or you're afraid of change, which for whatever reason, that pain that would come from the change is what you're running from and or discomfort. And that's that's part of the evolution process. that's supposed to be there, and you're supposed to go through. I'm not saying that you're supposed to go through heartbreak per se, but what I am saying is whatever is going on with that person or that you got where you're like holding on to this individual, which they might be somebody or something that you think that I say something because some of it is not necessarily a person. For some of y'all, it might be a place or a system of doing things that needs to be eradicated. It needs to be done away with, and it needs to be, and you need to be revamped, and it needs to be a level of discomfort that's gonna that is gonna come with that. But if you continue to run from it and you stay where you are, I talked about this in another episode, but it was like some of you guys are just it gets kind of deep because some of y'all do like because you get wrapped up in like the I think the protection and the providing uh gene that you imprinted that on or has the person that you want to activate that for has given you enough of a reason or woken that up in you and made you go get, and that's your reason for being, is to be with this person or to do this thing for this person or these people or whatever, this this group or this belief. And if that was to shift or to change, now you have to make some decisions that are going to, for a lot of y'all, is going to catapult you up into another level. But some of y'all just need to kind of shake loose of whatever it is or whoever it is, so you can, again, you can go to another level, but just graduate. You know what I'm saying? Some of you know what I'm talking about. You're not in. You're still in remedial courses. You might be in college. You're in life doing adult things, but or you're cosplaying as an adult, but you haven't done the thing that you need to do yet in order to be able to actually consider yourself an adult, which is like paying all your own bills, whatever that look like. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, you got to come on, man. You got to come on, and wake up, or if you know, because a lot of you think, oh, I know. Okay, well, do it, do it, and come on, because there's some more stuff that needs to be done, and you lollygagging with that bullshit. And come on, man, you know you don't want to keep us or put. You don't want to be more behind than you already is. Some of you niggas, a lot of you niggas is kicking it with two, three, four, five classes up under you, and and you finally got it, and it don't matter no more because we're not graduating, but it's still like, bro, come on. Anyway, um, so, but the lady is about to tell you on the racial side how it looks and how it feels to see black people enjoying themselves or being at peace, and how it disturbs her and them. So, um, and I just think we need to kind of see that. So, but she's actually doing us a service because she's not doing it, I guess, to be hateful. She's saying that she's doing it to be helpful because she sees these kids that be out here with groups of like black kids with groups of white people or white kids, and she her antennas go up. But let me share my screen. Start. But this is the segment I like to call "Is That Right? Is That Right?" It's sponsored in part by Acquisition, the fragrance I call Acquisition. Uh, and then I also have my sophomore fragrance available, uh, which is the fragrance we call I have to think for a second. The let's just stick with Acquisition for right now. I'm drawing a blank on my own fragrance for a split second. But Debauchery. That's the name of it. It's Debauchery. So both these fragrances are available now. Cash at me. You know, 100 for the uh the, the one size bottle, and the larger bottle is like 150. So just cash at me, and we'll talk. And I'll get it shipped to you with the address. Make sure you see your address. But the Cash App is right under my name. Let me see. She been talking for a minute. Let me hold on. I need to get this. Wow. Hold on. Let me take it back.
We cannot tolerate Black confidence.
Hold on. Hold on. Bear with
I just had a thought. One of the reasons white people hate Black people is because
me. Okay, I can hear that.
we cannot tolerate Black joy. We cannot tolerate
All of this.
Black intelligence. We cannot tolerate Black beauty. We cannot tolerate Black confidence. We cannot tolerate Black camaraderie. We cannot tolerate anything that frees a Black person. There's a level of racism that I think hits differently for Black people than it does for Asian people or Hispanic people or Middle Eastern people or Native Americans, even. Each one of those things that people think regarding other races are different with Black people, I think. Because again, we don't like Black people to be educated. We don't like them to be successful. We don't want Black judges. We don't want anything for Black people that doesn't directly affect and entertain us. So we can have a Black nanny. We can have a Black house cleaner. We can have a Black teacher. We can have a Black coach. We can have Black players, but only for the specific things that we feel comfortable with.
Right. That's the key.
I think about all those all those sweet children that have been killed, murdered when they go out with their white friends. And I think that as much as the trauma of slavery comes down through the DNA. I think also the cruelty of slavery, the desire to hurt, the desire to steal and kill and humiliate and torment and disappear Black people is what comes down through the DNA. I think when you do something like that for long enough and you pass it down for the many years that slavery and enslaved people were
400
in
years
chains,
it's change.
that is an instinct with us, cruelty. And I think you can see it in
And so she said a lot of shit that I didn't even want to comment on all of it because I will be here all day if I just every single thing that I was like, whoa, whoa, they already with judges. I mean, not judges and all that, but you could be a coach, you could be a player, you could be some in entertainment, some, what I mean, it's it's insulting and it's irritating, but it's understanding what's really going on. She's about to go into some more, but the genetic part is the part that really hit. That she thinks that, and it's not that because she thinks that it's true. I'm just saying I've had well we've seen with certain behaviors with other we'll say like with gnats. You put a jar on a jar of gnats. Once you put the lid on a jar of gnats, once you know they pass down not to go higher than that jar level. You understand what I'm saying? For generations, however long. Um, I'm pretty sure that, like how she was saying, the entitlement that comes with being white is passed on also, right? So the cruelty and everything else. But I'm gonna finish letting her do what she gotta do so we can do what we gotta do. But it's just it's
many videos. All the white women and white men that are telling Black kids and Black families to get the hell out of here, you don't belong. We just don't want you to have more than us, honey. We
mm,
just don't want you to be prettier. We don't want you to be the beauty standard. We
mm,
don't want you to be judges or anything like that. We want you to be below us, beneath us.
mm,
And we've tried so hard to keep you down and we failed so badly.
mm,
Um, because, like Maya Angelou said,
mm.
still you rise. We may hate you, we may beat you, we may do those things, and it makes us crazy that you keep coming back and getting better.
Wow.
We can't stand it.
Mm,
I don't know why that is. I think I heard somebody say that white people are the ones that have the um, ancestors that were closely related to the apes.
oh shit.
And I believe that.
Oh shit. She believe it. She said that she think that they are related to the apes. And then she gonna explain why.
We are so similar to Cro-Magnon man,
Mm,
Neanderthals. We're fucking pale monsters.
yeah.
Hmm.
She said it, not me. I didn't say none of this shit, okay? White people, okay? I fucks with y'all. I have no hard feelings towards any of y'all. This is not my, you seen the ticker at the bottom. That's not my opinion altogether. I am just reporting on what I've seen. Shall we continue?
I really hate being white sometimes.
Damn.
I'm super ashamed. I think things like, Sorry. I don't get good sleep right now.
Mhm.
I think when I see a young black kid with a bunch of white kids, or like I try to watch for things that are happening. And I was thinking to myself, if I saw a black kid popping in a vehicle with with a bunch of white kids,
Oh shit.
what would I do? I mean, I could do anything. I
Not
could
really.
get the black kid to come over and say, "Hey, I think I know your mother. Come here," and then to say, "You better
Wow.
get away from all them white boys."
Wow.
But I had a brown friend of mine.
I'm sorry. She said you better get away from all them white boys. Damn. Wow. She caring though. She wanna caring on for a good cause though. You feel me? What is what is what do you what is the name of that, bro? Like it's like it's like not a spy, but like I don't know, bro. Yeah, maybe you know what I'm saying? Like she's like a double agent, man. Like I don't know. Hey, come here, I think I know your mother. With all the white boys, they gonna like they just know something. She don't know shit, but she sees something. She knows something. You know what I mean? She she looking for the signs. I'm like, what are the signs though? What do you know what I mean? Like she ain't really telling everything, although she's saying that you know, she, you know, she's giving us hints on what to do or what not to do, but yeah, she ain't really telling us what to look for. You know what I'm saying? But I think we know.
Tell me that that was silly and that it is savior-ish. Ooh, and I don't like that. White savior, white savior.
Hmm.
And then I still do it. I have it in me that black people need my help. What Mexican people need my help. Hispanic people need my help.
Hmm.
Maybe they do, maybe they don't. If they do, oh, please forgive me. I'm so sorry. Um, if they do, they'll ask. That's one thing. They'll ask. Um, and I'll know instinctually if I'm out and about and something's happening. I can just pay attention and see if there's a way for me to step to whatever the white person is doing. I don't know. We'll see. I think the cruelty lives in us, and I don't mean it like we don't have a choice. Of course, we have a choice, but it comes down as instinct, and unless we work desperately, unless we work very, 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 very hard for very, very, very many years, we will never be rid of it. We'll never be.
Yeah, no, she ain't really saying she fighting not to say certain stuff, but y'all get it. Y'all, I think y'all know what I think you know what the fuck is going on. Okay? I think you know exactly what the fuck is going on. Shout out to her. Allies, you understand? Because we appreciate y'all dropping dimes on y'all people like that. You know what I'm saying? 'Cause they be on some bullshit. And, you know, if it had not been for y'all, then I mean, you know, but me and I'm half sarcastic, but I'm at the same time, you know, we kind of already kind of like Muhammad Ali said, bro. It's a whole if it is a whole group of vipers, hundreds of vipers coming towards you know, and I'm you know let the door open for a few good ones. It's like at the time, I can't tell which ones they all coming to get me. They trying to, you know what I'm saying? It was what it looked like, and I gotta protect myself. So I'm, you know, if it's like that. But I mean, me personally, I got business associates and things of that nature. and other personal friends of mine who are of Caucasian descent. I have relatives that are of Caucasian descent. You know what I mean? Via marriage, okay, albeit through marriage, but they still are relatives, and they are loved as though they, because they have now, you know, brought life into this world that is, you know, blood related to me, and either regardless of whom or what, even if they're not related to me, they're blood. I mean, I'm sorry, they're human beings. You know what I'm saying? So they all everybody deserves to be treated with respect, and it's just. But when somebody is aiming that much hatred at you, like that kind of that's fear driven, and that is that because they're scared of what you're actually capable of. You know what I mean? And maybe even how dependent they are on what it is you bring to the situation. But, when you want somebody not to get too big for their britches, there are other ways to get their attention. And, we can talk about it, but I'm pretty sure raping and torturing them for years and years ain't necessarily necessary. Now, you know, because what you don't understand is what you're desiring to do is break the healing mechanism of the world down. And what is there? How what hope does the world have once that happens of regenerating itself? Like, you know what I'm saying? Because this is the people who like are looked to figure out how to fix the world, and you're trying to break that group of people. The not even just American black, I mean, but black people, period. But now because America is what it is to the world, you know, to be desiring to do that is just like I don't know. She said, "Why do y'all keep rising?" I don't think it's because it's not supposed to happen like that. That's not the end of the story. But I just don't like the fact that people might not. It might not resonate with anybody what I'm about to say, but it's like it's not cool realizing that maybe you aren't the hero of the story. I get it, but that doesn't necessarily mean that you have to be the villain. You know what I'm saying? It's like I'm pretty sure. Uh, what's his name? Um, Lex Luger will say didn't necessarily consider himself a villain to Superman in his pursuits of trying to protect the world from this alien force that was all powerful. You know what I'm saying? It could be regenerated by the sun and all this other stuff. He just wanted to find out a way to subdue him if he decides to, defect or go rogue. You understand what I'm saying? Um, and but the hero tells the story, so of course the hero is like, but that's what it is. That's what you are. You know what I'm saying? And the villains usually look like they win for like maybe 87, 90% of the movie, but they not gonna have the final say. You know what I'm saying? And for all the people that like bandwagon with the quote unquote villain, like, you know what I'm saying? You know what you look like. You know what I'm saying? Like, just lay it down because it's dude, I can't I could never try to fight them. That's you know what I mean? But anyway, yeah. So, you know, there's just a value in knowing what's going on, uh, and knowing what you're dealing with because I don't want to say that that's the enemy, but whenever I really think though this whole thing is being brought about by maybe or controlled by maybe outside source, which I'm really not at liberty to say. Is it's not like it's proven. But there are some factors that maybe make me to think that lead me to think that it's some other uh you know intelligences that may be invested in the the you know the the fighting of two different factions within the country. Whatever the two factions are, it's just like to keep it to where they don't agree or keep us at odds with each other. It's definitely make it easier for us to be subdued from the inside out. Like you know what I'm saying? Because there are groups of people in countries that don't want us as a country to remain the way that we are, and that's free as fuck. And I like my freedom. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Because America, although it's the racist stuff it has this thing. There are some things that I really enjoy, like being able to say what the fuck I want to say, and not having to agree with the president. I can say fuck Trump if I want to, or whatever, and then I don't have to end up in prison or get my motherfucking tongue cut out or some shit. I can believe the way I want to. I can do all the things that I want to do. But there are, if you're not from here, there are barriers and so it's like this it's portrayed to look like, you know, the sky is the limit. But while you're down here in it, it's like this weird maze that you have access to certain rooms and areas, you know, because of it's or you either do or don't have access to rooms and areas because of who where you're born and where you're at. You know what I'm saying? Location wise. So it's still it's not as bad as it could be, but it's still kind of it's rough because a lot of the bars and a lot of the chains are invisible. You know, you just have to have the amount of money that you need to have to be able to go into these things. And you guys as foreigners coming here will probably have an easier time getting access to certain stuff. Whereas with us, they 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 clip us in a way that they can by giving us uh, uh only a certain amount of shit, and then they make it to where you got to do a crime in order to get to where we would normally have what they would have. But if we do the crime to do it, then we now we have these other these crimes on us makes it to where we're basically back to slaves, and they put us in these prisons and put us in the system so that we can't get the same shit that y'all can get now, and we can't run for public office and have a say because when we do a crime, that's 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 us basically forfeiting our rights to be equal, which is not right. It's not cool. but that's the way it works. You understand what I'm saying? And because shit's so bad, we sometimes say fucking and risk it because it's worth the risk to be able to eat the kind of food that I want to eat when I want to eat and not be starving, and buy the kind of clothes that I want to buy and not get made fun of. You know what I'm saying? So it's a game, but you know, along the way you meet people and you do stuff. Um, but there are certain factors, like I said, that are I think invested in us disagreeing with each other. And uh, there was a bill that was supposed to be passed that would make it to where our military will be integrated with uh new. Let me see, Zaria, and I'm glad that it didn't pass because why? What the fuck? Why in the fuck would we want to integrate our military intelligence with theirs? And then it'd be like a one way thing where they can see what we see, but we can't see what they see. And we are now using their tech, but they have access to everything that we can see and do. Like, I don't need they tech they bad, but they it's some tech that they got that's out here in the Texas military. In a segment I like to call "Is That Right?" Like I said, it's I'm sorry, it's like like okay, so they got four trucks that they bought, four trucks that they bought that they're using to survey individuals with probably without the knowledge that they're $4 million each. The trucks don't cost them but like $60,000 each, but they put so much technology in each of them. They can do so much. So we'll let somebody explain it that knows more about that than I do. But it's just amazing to me how sometimes people will let what they have going, or they'll give access to that away for the privilege to do something they could probably figure it out on their own, but because they want to do it now and they want to do it faster, they just give it up. You know what I'm saying? And then once they give it to somebody that's like trying to manipulate them, it's like they hang that over their head and use that as leverage to get access to something else. It's like, and we'll talk about AI in a minute, but what I'm trying to get y'all to understand is, and what white people was having such a hard time doing was trying to figure out how to make or subdue somebody that was smarter than them, more athletic than them. You know what I mean? Like how do we? And it was like you try to make and keep a person dumb by telling them they can't read or write and all this other shit. But if that's the case, then motherfuckers start developing their own language. They don't understand how how intelligent we are, and how underneath certain circumstances it don't even matter. Like, it's gonna have to happen because if it's not, then we die. So that's what do you do when you go with a group of people that's faced with death if they don't succeed? They're gonna come on, bro. They're gonna fight. See, um, I'm sorry, y'all. I'm looking for the. It was so, um, where did it go? My bad. I'm looking for. story. I had it pulled up. I might have to pivot. I'm not seeing it right away. Yeah, it looked like I may have lost it. I got quite a few videos up here that I ain't gonna lie. But yeah, I don't know where the video at, bro. Um. Anyway, bro. What else I did see was like, and this is funny. It's just really kind of irritating, but it was a lady. I'm sorry, a dude that last week had did some white shit and ran over, like was over there, but in the area where it was telling them to beware of the bison, and he couldn't really, I guess, get out the way of the bison. The bison was aggressive and got to his ass, even though he was like, he shouldn't have been nowhere in the first place. But I guess he about to say something about the whole experience, and I thought that would probably be funny. So we finna see.
For the first time overnight, Carl McDaniel is opening up about his now viral face-to-face encounter with a raging bison last Friday at Montana's Yellowstone National Park. The 65-year-old grandfather now recovering from a broken femur after the massive animal.
I guess his femur got broke after he got tossed in the air. Check it out.
Chased him around a camp before tossing him high into the air. McDaniel telling CNN,
I didn't mean to stop the video.
"We were about 100 yards away, and the bison was not aggressive, so they snapped a few photos and continued walking." Photographer Mike McLeod filmed the wild encounter.
They were doing everything right, and they were respectful, and once the bison showed any agitation, they left, and they were just at the wrong time in the wrong place.
McDaniel says around that time, a truck drove by, and the driver honked his horn in what he believes was an apparent attempt to get the bison to move. And it worked. The sound agitated the bison, and it began running toward them. McDaniel telling CNN, "There was not a lot of time, so I told my grandson to run in one direction, and I went the other to try and draw him away." After chasing the pair around a wooded area, the hulking animal eventually caught up to McDaniel and sent him flying. McDaniel says he was on the ground and unable to move when something remarkable happened. "He was right on top of me. He could have stomped on me. He could have gored me. He could have done almost anything to take my life, and he did not do so." That's when the photographer says he immediately stopped filming and ran to help, yelling at the bison along with other Good Samaritans to scare it off.
Because I could see that bison was standing over him and pumping his head, very aggressive and agitated, and I knew that somebody had to distract that thing.
McDaniel, who had surgery on Sunday, says he's grateful for all the people who helped and thankful it was not much worse.
I mean, what a story. And so what does his recovery look like now, Camila?
Yeah, Savannah. So Carl McDaniel told CNN that he broke his femur in four places near his hip. He says he'll be doing physical therapy for the next few days to start walking, but he was thankfully able to stand yesterday, Savannah.
Wow. And good for the person shooting to put down that camera and help. Exactly, the right thing to do. Thank you so much.
Hey, thanks for watching. And don't forget, you can catch the Today Show every morning on NBC or take today every morning.
But yeah, that was that. Trying to put this other video back in because I thought that would be something that we just kind of need to see as a unit, because I'm all about the unity factor. You feel me? I think that if we unify that's gonna cause enough of a problem. But I don't want it to cause a problem as much as I want it to cause a solution. You understand what I'm saying? I think we need to just understand that we all are basically not the same person, but we are basically we are the same person. We're all the same, and harming black kids is just it shouldn't happen. Harming white kids shouldn't happen. Harming Middle Eastern children shouldn't happen. Harming Indian children shouldn't happen. Asian children shouldn't happen. No children should be harmed. No person should be harmed. You understand? People are being killed and targeted and things like that. And it'll just be way harder to stop that from going on if we all looked out for each other like as if we was all brothers and sisters, bro. Or we was all each other. Like I looked out for you like you was me, and I looked out for you like I was you, or vice versa. You know what I'm saying though? Like if I looked out for you like you was me, and you looked out for me like I was you, we would be in a better place. And I think we need to take a page out of Andre Taylor's book when it comes to figuring out how to get things to be in the right order on all stages. You know what I'm saying? I see a lot of the I see a lot of the allies, doing videos about some of the same things, but it's just I mean, it's not necessarily too late, but it's just like it I don't know exactly what happened to make everybody want to do something all of a sudden now, but I think it might have something to do with the fact that it's not just black. Like, you know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? But anyway, when it comes to the Nolan situation, at least, and but yeah, man, I think that needs to go on a lot more. Uh, I did get that video pulled up.
4.5 million dollars on 4 Tahoe. Texas police just spent $4.5 million on 4 Tahoe. But it's not just the trucks, it's what's inside them. These Tahoes are packed with something called FalcoNet from the Israeli company Cognite. FalcoNet is designed as a cell tower simulator capable of intercepting and collecting data from people's cell phones. The idea is that you can strap this
so you can basically
technology to the top,
search through people's phones and shit while they're in the area. I mean, this is like a crazy amount of violation. Like people are talking about flock cameras and shit like that and getting flock cameras shut down. But this kind of shit is the next level. Like, because flock cameras can't see into your phone, but they can like grab your license plate number and what your car look like, bumper stickers, and they'll hold on to that data long after whatever they tried to figure out was figured out. But 30 days after they ping your shit, they can start, you know what I mean? And they starting to put these in cities like LA, I think county decided they didn't want it in their city because they voted against having it. but they are trying to make it to where I think they can just have the service being offered still for free without them having to pay, just so they can use the data to to pitch they shit to other states and countries possibly. So, it's just I'm a big privacy vet. I like privacy. Um, but they're definitely trying to find new and interesting ways to violate it. And your amendment.
Tahoes, and as they drive around, they can collect people's data. Now, I'm not a lawyer, but I have to only assume this infringes on the Fourth Amendment somehow. Only about $600,000 was spent on the actual trucks. The rest was spent on the technology, but still insane that a U.S. police department is now using this. Texas police just...
Yeah, it is insane. It's crazy, man. But yeah. And I mean, listen, everybody wants to protect their kids. But how far is too far? Right? Because they have a lady that is, I think, where is she at? Had an incident. We'll probably see in a second what area they're from. But she caught a kid at her. She told her daughter she catch another boy in her house that she's gonna kill him. And the little girl tried to keep it pushing anyway. Now, mind you, this person is not a kid. The kid is only, the girl child is like 13. The person that came to see this kid is actually 20 years old. So, yeah. I don't know if I don't know. I think that there was no winners in this situation, but I think it definitely could have lost way less had somebody had their wits about them, And so you just got to understand. Now, this person is definitely a pedophile that got shot and killed, but I don't think that the mom was supposed to kill him like that if she was going to do that.
A Memphis mother is in jail without bond on a felony murder charge after police say she shot a man outside her home after finding him under her child's bed in the middle of the night. According to MPD, 36-year-old Kendra Scott told officers she did what she had to do when she caught the man in her home on Travis Road just before 2 yesterday morning. Investigators say the child let the man into the house through the back door. They also say the child told officers Scott previously threatened to shoot any boy she found inside her house. A Memphis mother is in.
Yeah, no, that's not. She found that boy underneath her bed in 2 a.m. Now they saying that the lady was out at the club and the girl seeing that it was a chance for her to be able to be with a dude. Maybe this lady go out to the club. Where the fuck is the daddy at? That's the first question. But anyway, she's not being supervised late night, and she calls this young 20-year-old dude to come over there, and his grown ass, this is the second mistake, his grown ass, he shouldn't be talking to this kid in the first fucking place. That's the real thing. But he go his grown ass in this other woman's house after this little girl know that her mama don't play about this, and when she get there, the little dude is hiding in the bed, and the girl, knowing that this lady is on that, invited this man up there. Is she, how wrong is she? But she a kid, so she can't be held accountable for that, right? He's supposed to be held accountable for it. And he get out from under the bed. Now she should have, if she was gonna shoot him, she should have shot him underneath the bed. Like it's an intruder or something. You know what I'm saying? She was startled or whatever, but she didn't got the man out from under the bed. He didn't got dressed or whatever, walked down the stairs, out the house, out the front door, and she wait till he get out to the front door and shoot him in the back of his head. Like he ain't even looking at her. He's clearly not a threat anymore. And the daughter she gonna keep it real. Apparently she telling everything too. But it's just tragic, bro, how dumb people can be, and they turn situations that wasn't that bad into some way worse by being dumb on their feet. You got to be smart on your feet, man, because life don't always go the way you want it to go when it's going, but you got to pivot, right? That's all I got for that, man. Right now we going to a segment I like to call Celebrity Spotlight. Celebrity Spotlight is sponsored by Kicks, the luxury shoe brand, brought to you by yours truly. Go check you out a pair. There'll be a link in the description. Okay, so Yellow Beezy's lawyer is fighting to keep rap lyrics out of his hearing, I guess. And I can imagine why. He probably talking about killing bro and shit in his shit, and I get it. But I don't know if that's gonna stand up. That's what you said. You said that shit. They want to be able to separate, the art from whatever they living in. But if you're doing the shit that you're talking about in the lyrics, is that still something you could say is fictional now? Something you wanted to do, and of course, you beefing with this person, you want it to happen, but you don't want it to, you really don't want it to happen. You just saying it, so it's like, is that conspiracy? No, who knows? But that's going on. At the same time, we got burning it out there in the town, and got a movie premiere for this shit called Splash City, which is kind of funny. They got Splash Town out in Houston, and now we Splash City, huh? So I don't know. I don't know. Maybe something different if you was Bip City. I don't know. Because niggas is definitely bipping out there, boy. If you don't know what bipping is, boy, don't find out the hard way, man. Put all your shit in don't have nothing in the car, basically. Just take it all with you and leave all your windows down. So niggas can't bust your windows out if your windows is down. You know what I'm saying? And that's ridiculous as fuck, actually. You can't put shit in the trunk. Motherfuckers got access to your trunk. If they get in there, you gotta keep your windows down though, so that motherfuckers don't bust your windows out when you park somewhere. Look at your situation right quick. Then look at pretty saucy. Yeah, some stars with this.
Don't get your shit bit, man. That's all I'm gonna say. We live and direct, you know what I mean, in the town. Love the town. All this shit kosher.
Hey man, we at Grand Lake Theater, baby. Splash City. Shout out to Burner. Let's go.
Hey, shout out to Burner, man. You know what it is. Got in a place finna make it shake. We finna go watch Splash City. Splash City. Couldn't miss it. For the world, man. We gonna see what it do. Shout out to everybody part of the film, man. Splash City, man. Shout out to Big Burn.
Y'all gotta catch one of these cities, man. They selling out quick. Make sure y'all grab y'all.
415, taking it to the 5. Stop bimping, start pimping them.
And we in Oakland right now, Grand Lake Theater. First time ever here, legendary building. I got my family in the building with me, a lot of family and friends, you know what I'm saying? The screening, Splash City. I couldn't feel better about it, man. I love y'all. People watching this should know my boy Yoshi put in more work on this film than anybody in the game. Straight up, man. Salute. Love y'all.
Hold on, y'all. Let me get this volume.
Hustlers don't hit. Splash City, man, holding it down. Movie tonight premieres. Bay Area Film Night. It's going to be amazing to see the whole Bay Area in the building tonight. A lot of dignitaries, a lot of stars, a lot of hood stars, a lot of rap stars. Just a whole collective of the people, man. And coming together to watch this beautiful film premiering featuring us. It's an amazing thing, and I'm so excited to be here. You know, it's a full circle moment for me, man. Ghetto Vato.
Yeah, man. It was a lot. It was a lot of that going on. I hear it was like a Bay Area, like basketball tournament that happened. My fucking leg.
Tonight, a family is mourning the loss of a loved one who is being called a hero. Deputies say that Nicole Grayson sacrificed her.
Hold on, y'all. Goodness gracious. Oh my goodness. So yeah. A Bay Area basketball tournament, I guess, with like content creators versus rappers. And I think the rappers won. Mr. Fab and them they said they was out there cheating. They had some guys that was out there on some ringer shit that came out there to play, and them niggas was like in playing college ball or some shit, but the niggas didn't have no rap lyrics. Like, nigga, can you rap something to show us that you so that went on. But that's pretty much all I got for Celebrity Spotlight, man. We're gonna try to wrap this show, but I got two more segments. I got a segment I like to call "Don't Be a Weirdo." Hey, don't be a weirdo. We got Tulsi Gabbard's brother. I think her older brother is out here on some weird shit, bro. Fucking with children. Like this is not acceptable, man. It's unacceptable. Let me see. Yeah, and Tulsi Gabbard's brother of all people, she like, I don't know what she is. She's in the White House doing something, and he what is your freaky ass doing, sir? You fucking up the Gabbard name with your nonsensical bullshit, and it's not nonsensical. This is serious business, bro. You trying to fuck kids and shit, bro.
The family of a man who allegedly tried to lure children to a hotel room in Waikiki on Sunday tells us he.
Let me do me a favor, because I think that's a little bit. Am I tripping?
The family of a man who allegedly tried to lure children to a hotel room in Waikiki.
They sound just
On Sunday tells us he is suffering a mental health episode. Honolulu police today charged 55-year-old Batardi Gabbard with custodial interference after he allegedly offered children money and gum.
what the fuck is that? What charge is that? Custodial interference. Nah, bruh. Nah. Your ass attempted rape charge, bruh. I don't want to hear that custodial shit. That shit sound too because of the is that what you get because you're a Gabbard? That sound like
And even asked for their names and wrote them in a notebook. Police say the children refused and he walked away. Gabbard is the brother of former Hawaii Congresswoman Tulsi Gabbard and the son of State Senator Mike Gabbard. The senator tells us his son has been on a drug binge and was admitted to a hospital for a psychiatric evaluation this afternoon.
you know, that shit's weird, bro. That shit is weird and strange. And I don't like the charge they gave him. Like they gave him like a, you know, but that's Tulsi Gabbard's brother. You are our weirdo of the week, bro. And then, you know, we got Who Got Active. Now, today's Who Got Active is kind of like, boy, it's crazy because she, you know, she made she did the ultimate. No, actually, no. I'm sorry. This lady, she actually was I don't know how she ran into these people, but for some way or another, the lady that she told on these two women that tried to, I think they killed her mom. So this is kind of it's kind of crazy. You have to give me a second, cause okay, there it is. Thank you for being with me, y'all.
We're now hearing from the woman.
Oh man, now I gotta adjust the volume again. This video is lower. One second.
Killing one's mother inside a Silver Spring community. Fox 5's Sydney Persing is live there now in front of Charter House with that stunning interview. Sydney?
Well, Katie, this is a really sad story. It's also very crazy, and it gets even crazier when you learn exactly how these two women were finally caught. We're going to get to that interview in a moment that you mentioned, but first, I just want our viewers to take a close look at your screen. There on the left is Vanessa Henderson. On the right, her 36-year-old girlfriend, Samantha Rabel. Back in May, police announced Vanessa's mother, 67-year-old Hildy Henderson.
Oh, shit. I didn't get to it. How regular these bitches look, or irregular. Give me a look.
Their 67-year-old Hildy Henderson was murdered here at Charter House and quickly identified the couple as prime suspects.
Look at that shit. Look at this. What is this? What this she look like Droopy, and this bitch look like a nigga named Simeon. Why they why what how they end up together and then they out here doing murder sprees and shit? That's probably because they can't get no dick. This bitch look what's man, wow. That's crazy.
Let's look at your screen. There on the left is Vanessa Henderson. On the right, her
That's
36-year-old girlfriend, Samantha Rabel. Back in May, police announced Vanessa's mother, 67-year-old Hildy Henderson, was murdered here at Charter House and quickly identified the couple as prime suspects. But investigators said then that the two women were already on the run and nowhere to be found. Then just last week, we learned they'd finally been arrested all the way in a small town in Ohio where they'd fled and convinced a woman named Adrienne Behrman to take them in. Adrienne told me tonight the pair seemed trustworthy and that they told her they'd come to Ohio to leave a toxic living situation in Maryland. She believed them, and as a Christian who once struggled herself, said she wanted to help.
I was going away for a women's Christian retreat with one of my friends, and I just figured I wasn't going to be home. I've been homeless, so I just figured, they could use a little bit of downtime, get themselves together, maybe figure out their next step.
But when she came home from that retreat, Adrienne told me her neighbor mentioned the couple had ordered pizzas and alcohol while she was away, which felt odd to her since the women said they had no money. The pair then paid Adrienne, she said, $10 on Cash App for cigarettes, but that the name on Vanessa's Cash App was different than the name she'd given Adrienne. So Adrienne and her neighbor thought to Google the name Vanessa Henderson and see if anything came up.
And that is what came up was they were wanted for murder. And my friend just kind of threw the phone in the air. It landed on the counter and she was like, they're murder suspects. And I was like, oh, all right. Well, let me see that. And I looked at the phone to make sure that those were the women in my home. And I called 911. I'm glad that they're caught. I'm glad that they got apprehended the way that they did. I'm glad that I had part of it, just for that apprehension to keep people like that off the streets.
Well, lady, you're our activated individual of the month. I mean, of the week, for that one. But yeah, they dumb because they got themselves caught trying to do too much.
Hard to imagine what that moment was like for Adrienne. She told me she's going to continue to offer a helping hand to people she meets if they ask for it, but that going forward, she's going to vet folks before she let them inside of their home. Katie, important to mention, both women have been extradited back to Maryland. They remain behind bars tonight and each face a first-degree murder charge.
Yeah, that's out. So, yeah, man. Not trying to say how you should do if you're trying to commit murder, but if you might not necessarily need all the amenities if you're trying to be on the run. But that's been our show for today. I hope y'all enjoyed yourself and got something out of it. Y'all have a productive week, and I will see y'all next time. But that's me. And I'll see y'all on the next one.